Nui ake ngā mihi ki koutou katoa e are taringa mai ki runga i te reo irirangi o te korimako anō oki kia koutou e mātakitaki mai ki runga i o mātou wārangi pukamata ki o mātou wārangi o YouTube oki. Mōrena ata mari we are talking with Uncle Wharehoka Wano, as you can see there, dressed up, dressed to the nines just for this interview e hoa mā. He hasn't gone down to the iwi chairs for him. No, he is dressed up for all of you who are viewing out there this morning. Now, we're talking about the arrangements for the historical visit to Parihaka on the 18th, e hoa mā, and that is by Kīngi Tūheitia Pōtatau Te Wherowhero Te Tua Witu, a historical occasion, of course, and of course we do have the Tumuaki, Hone, Tamihana and Ngāti Hauā visiting as well. We're talking to you today, Uncle. Mōrena, pēhana koe.
Tino pai tēnā koe, kai ngā onanga wakarongo maina, are maina, tēnā tātou.
Mōrena, so you're down at the iwi chairs for him. There'll be a lot of kaupapa happening down there, of course, but today we are talking about the historical visit of our king to Parihaka come the 18th of November. Uncle, please talk to us and for our listeners and viewers out there who aren't too sure about what happens on the 18th and the 19th and what the significance is around this day.
I tēnā koe, tēnā tātou. Ua tuatahitanga pēr ko I ina nahi katu te pāua ki rongo Parihaka. Mo I o tia nei te rā te wāka eke nei ngā oia te karauna. Ki runga I a Parihaka, mo rira ko tūtuki te rara e rangi mai mā aratanga I ngā mōrea u kua aura tonu nei I te rā eke tanga mai ngā hoia. Mo rira kaupapa nui, ngani mo te kai mā waru te kai mā iwa. Mo I o tia nei ko te uti rāu ko to'u o rāu rā tapu ka karangahia nei ki ngā iwi. O te rā wā tainua ki tēnei wā kia kōrero hia ngā kaupapa nui o te wā. Nā tō rātau ko te Parihaka tanga kua kōrero hia nei I runga I te muru wenua puta ki ngā iwi o Taranaki nui tonu. No reira ko te rā e wai hau maru I a tātou I te rā wā nā ka pēra tonu I nei rangi. No reira ko te tainga mai tō tātou Kīngi Tūheitia Pōtatau Te Wherowhero Te Tua Utu e tuatahitanga mōna I tōna wā hei Kīngi mō tātou. No reira e kaupapa nui kia eke mai ia ki runga I ngā rā, ki runga I a Parihaka papakainga engari ko tāna tūmanakotanga kia toro atu katahi nei ki tēnei mea ko te poropititanga. Ana ko te Kīngi tuarua ko tā ui Aoteara, ara mai ia ko matu tāina, nā te ua aumene tapaina te rainga ki runga I aia. Ko tā ui au kia tau au I ki te ao. Ka oki ka kui anō ia ki te reo waikatoa nā ka taki ngā karaki o te pai marire I tēnei wātanga. Nō reira e rā hononga ko tāna ia te hāngaitanga o te poropititanga ki tātou tonu I tēnei wā. Me te mo I o mano nei ko te Kīngitanga e kaupapa waka kotahi nei ngā iwi o te motu. Nā ko tāna ka putatu ki ngā iwi o te motu ko tō tātou ātera ko Taranaki Mango o ngā iwi o Taranaki. Nā ka ara mai ia. Me nā watanga o te ki waikete. E hangai tonu nei ki a tātou o te wā nei. Mori e nui tonu ngā kaupapa ai, kai te ara mai te Tumuaki o Rātana, te rā kaupapa poropiti anō oki. Me te Tumuaki o te Kīngitanga, tātou o ngā hone Tamihana, hone Thompson, Ngāti Hauā. Mori rā nui tonu ngā hononga, tai atu ki te wānanga, ka wānanga hia nei e tātou I au o hononga. Mori rā, āhua noa reita wakautu I tō pāpai.
Paitira, he paite wakamarama atu kia mātou, me ki kare te mo'i o tino mo'i o te ia o enei rangi tapu. So yeah, just for our listeners out there, Uncle was just talking about how significant the days are to us as not only Taranaki, but that relationship between us and the Kīngitanga, and to make sure that our current king has that same opportunity as the past monarchs, I guess, to come and kōrero about his kaupapa, and which is Poropititanga. And Taranaki is definitely renowned for our profits. So really cool, Uncle, and good that we've given our king the opportunity to come and re-establish those relationships with us here in Taranaki. Also about te waka kotai tātou te motu anui. It's about bringing us together as te iwi Māori, and I guess right now is a really crucial time for us as Māori to come together with the current political spectrum that we are about to go into. So nui rā ngā mihi atu kia koe, Uncle, I tō waka marama mai mō tēnei kaupapa waka ira ira. So we've got the Tumuaki of the Rātana Church movement, I should say, coming to Parihaka as well. He will be sitting on the Hokainga side, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of good connection with Tōtatau Tumuaki, Manuao. Of course, we've been travelling up to the Koronehana each year. And when we go on to that marae, we usually make sure that we fulfill our obligations to the 18th and 19th, because of course the Koronehana is on the 20th. So when we go on to on the 21st of August, when we go on to the Koronehana each year, or at least for the last 3 or 4 years, we've been going on with the Rātana Wano. Ngāi o Taranaki me te Tumuaki me ngā wanaunga o Rātana. Well, you've got that Poropiti thing here, of course. So there's that connection. But he was, when he understood that the king was coming up, he was keen to come and support Parihaka and ngā iwi o Taranaki. So as much as it's Parihaka, it's also ngā iwi o Taranaki. So we're putting the tono on the inoi out around the motu, around the maunga, to come and just understand the significance of our connection and the king's. It's a kaupapa around our Poropiti, because that was really that initial connection between Te Witi and Tohu and Tāwiao, and indeed Pōtatau Te Wherowhero, our first Māori king. And then we've also got the Tumuaki of the Kīngitanga, of course, the kingmaker, as they're known as, Hone Tamihana, Hone Thompson, who was our whanaunga of ours, of course, Auntie. His mum, Auntie Hine, is a wetere and all of that whānau that come out of Ngāti Rahiri and Waitara, so we've got lots of connections there. And so Ngāti Hauā will be coming to stay on the night of the 17th at Hauā, and a group of them, and then the Kīngitanga group and the bigger group will be staying at Puniho the night before of the 17th, and then they'll all come on to the marae at 10 a.m. on Te Toroa Nui on the 18th of November, and we'll go through a similar process around the 18th and 19th to receive the king and go through our mihi, and then move into a bit of a wānanga time in the afternoon.
Kia ora. It sounds like a massive day. Not only the visit, but around the wānanga and the types of things that'll be happening over the course of the day. Before we get into the details of the preparations leading up to and the day of, what are we hoping to get out of this visit?
Look, I think, I mean, you touched on it as much as it is about, I mean, there's that Poropiti kōrero that we're speaking directly to, right back to Tāwiao's time, and as we went through the phases of becoming our whenua being confiscated and the impact it had on us as a people, that spiritual Poropititanga was important for our well-being and the state of our health as we went through the brutalities of war, and then having our whenua. And of course, Waikato experienced a very similar situation. So the Kīngitanga was really about bringing us together as the iwi, and yes, there's the political sense as well, because We've got Party Māori, of course, 6, and Auntie Debbie will be joining us. So, there is a political element to it. So it's really about how we connect and have those conversations that we need. The King's idea about the porotitanga is it relevant for us today? And my personal whakaaro most certainly is very relevant, because the wairu aspect, the spiritual aspect, our well-being is paramount, and we can't deal with the political and physical things if we're not looking after ourselves spiritually. All of that kōrero blends in. So, we've got such a rich body of kōrero and karakia and connection that's uplifting, and those are those opportunities, and to have Kīngi Tūheitia come and join us, and to be with us, and to share some of his aspirations for the future. So, this is the opportunity. We've been travelling to the Koronehana. We attend Pokai when we're able to, and all those sorts of things. But to have him come to us, as I say, the first time in his reign, he was supposed to come down to Puanga Hayata, the Parihaka historic reconciliation back in 2017, but he was not well, so he's had his own health issues, of course. But he's come back, he's vibrant, and he's keen on us having these conversations and determining just what is our future going to look like.
Tēnā koe. No, main actually, and really good for our people to hear about these types of things. I definitely agree in terms of the ta'a hinengaro, ta'a tinana, but you can't have that without the ta'a wairua. And, I see that in the likes of yourself, Uncle, and the likes of Uncle Arch, Koro Uirangi, that type of prophetic those attributes that you carry of our past poropiti. So nui rā ngā mihi atu kia koe me o wakamarama mai mō tēnā. Kōrero mai e pāna ki ngā wakaretenga tai atu ki te tekau waru o te rā mō te rangi mō ngā wānanga hoki.
Tēnā koe ai. I mean, we've got so many leaders that we've been able to follow the footsteps. Our Pāti ki ngā ruruhi kuia. I think of Auntie Marge, and I think of Auntie Wero. All of those, Auntie Mate. Those ones that have gone recently that really guided us. So in terms of the arrangements, we are getting together at Parihaka on this Sunday, Sunday the 12th November at 3 p.m. And we're going to go from 3 till 6 and get work on the haka pōhuri and those sorts of things. The usual suspects, the usual team will come and get us prepared for that. Of course, we've been fortunate this year because we've had a couple of big events that have brought us together as ngā iwi o Taranaki. Of course, the Ruruku Pūtakerongo, the Maunga initialing that we had back in March at Aotearoa, and then the recent signing at Hauā, where we've been able to come together, haka pōhuri and be together as a strong maunga mauri. And this is an opportunity to come back to bring our king and the Kīngitanga and that wider connection onto the marae appropriately. So 3 o'clock Sunday, you guys should have had all your free weekend, and I'm calling you to Parihaka at 3 p.m. on Sunday, just to prepare so that we're not when we do receive the Kīngitanga on the 18th, we're not working things out last minute. So that's the point of Sunday afternoon, and I really appreciate as many of our whānau that may have to travel to come together, and we'll sort out our haka pōhiri, our waiata, our speakers, those sorts of things. We'll also get together on the marae is available for those that want to stay overnight on Friday the 17th. Again, to just prepare ourselves so that Ia kia mōhi o te ringa katau, me te ringa māui ngā mai, te rā wetanga. So it's all about preparing and you know, I know our whānau, when we do get together, we know, as Ruruku Pūtake Rongo showed this year, that we come together and stand strongly as a maunga.
Ka tika. So there you go, Wānauma. If you've got nothing to do on Sunday the 12th, well, you should clear your calendars for this. Go up and have a bit of a practice for the Aka Pōtwiri 3 to 6 p.m. at Parihaka. And then, of course, on the 18th, Uncle, you will be having the Pōtwiri. I understand there's a kai and then there's a wānanga. So can you just touch on a little bit about what people can expect on the pai first, and then, of course, what will be discussed during the wānanga?
Yeah, most certainly. So the morning we will receive the Kīngitanga, and as you saw, our Tumuaki from Rātana, some of the Rātana whānau will come in a bit earlier to sit with us. But the mihi will take up the most of that morning up to our hatari lunch at midday. So it'll be our speakers will lay the kaupapa down, but really more importantly, welcome our Kīngitanga back onto Parihaka, and so we'll go through that sort of formality and the responses, of course, from the Kīngitanga. And then in the afternoon, we're just really laying the platform to talk to some of those things that you and I spoke to a little bit earlier. The Poropuchitanga, the Kotahitanga, how relevant are they to our people today? What does our future look like? How can we support the Kīngitanga? Katuau, hei te kaumārua, hei mānga, hei monga, hei o Taranaki, as you know, I'm on that te kaumārua or Kīngi Tūheitia. And as we started to determine just how the motu and na iwi o te motu, here at the EUGs today, is how can we be a little bit more collective on our approach? We're always going to have responsibilities back to our own marae and our own hapu and our own iwi, but there's also times we come together regionally as Taranaki maunga, and then as ngā iwi o Taranaki, ngā iwi pūtaki te motu, when we get that sort of collective strength in the Kīngitanga as aspirations around that. So that'll form part of the wānanga. We also have purchased we also have a presentation to Kīngi Tūheitia of the original photo taken at Kīngi Koroki's tangi that we were able to secure on behalf of the Kīngitanga. So, we're very pleased to take this opportunity to present that whakaaro to Kīngi Tūheitia, back to our Kīngitanga whānau as e kaupapa hono I a tātou.
Wow, that's amazing. So there you have it, Wānauma. If you have a kura, if you have a kapa that wants to partake in the Haka Pōtwiri on the Sunday the 12th, 3 to 6 p.m. at Parihaka, and then of course everything will be kicking off at 10 a.m. for the Pōtwiri on the 18th.
Yes, but you will all be there at 8 a.m.
There you go. Make sure that you have a big parako before you make your way up to Parihaka. Get there around 8 o'clock so that you know where you're standing. It's iwi, but 18th of November, it's going to be a big day for Māoridom, I believe, for us. There's ngā iwi o Taranaki, ngā uri o te maunga, anō oki te Kingitanga, te Hāhi Rātana. It is going to be jam-packed. Please make sure that you share rides and different things like that. Parakore, me era atu atuatanga ngā tikanga o te marae. Uncle, nuira ngā mihi atu kia koe. Just a quick plug here, we will be live broadcasting the Pōtwiri as well as the wānanga side of things on Korimako on air, as well as the Facebook and live streaming on YouTube as well. Anui te mihi atu kia koe e Uncle Wharehoka o tira kia koutou ngā tia mana katoa o te motu, he mihi mahana, he mihi aroha, he mihi maioha ki koutou o tira kia koe e Uncle.
Tēnā ko te kia ora tātou e te wana.